Okay. All right, so now that we're done with that problem, we've also got here this last problem here, which is the latte on-demand coffee drink machine that we purchased. And actually, I believe we did this the other day. And so I'm going to leave this one here. Actually, I'm just going to pull this up because we did the whole first part here. This one was a walkthrough of another example of the depreciation methodology. So everybody has already done one example of straight line, units of production, and double declining balance. And we walked through this beginning part here last week. So the only remaining part that we had to do was create a journal entry for the sale of the equipment. So I'm just going to walk through that part. All right. So we had sold equipment for $27,000 in cash on July 1st of 2027. If you notice up above here, they said we're using the double declining balance method for this item that we sold. We took depreciation through 2026. So we need to record an additional half year of depreciation in 2027 before we can record our overall entry here for the sale. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out a half year of depreciation. So going back up here, if you remember, for double declining balance, we take the cost minus whatever accumulated depreciation we've taken so far. So we take that net book value, and then we multiply it times 2 and divide it by the useful life to get a full year of depreciation. So looking at that, we're going to take the original cost of the asset of $44,000 minus our accumulated depreciation of $15,840, which, by the way, is this $28,160. So that $28,160, we are going to multiply that times 2, and then we are going to divide it by the number of years that we are depreciating the asset for. Okay, so that is a full year of depreciation, and then we want to divide it by 2. So 2816 is a half of a year of depreciation. That's how we're getting this depreciation entry. So the first entry, we debit depreciation expense and credit accumulated depreciation. Now, once we have done that, our new accumulated depreciation, we need to calculate the net book value of this asset. So purchase price of the asset was $44,000, less the accumulated depreciation, which is going to be the $15,840 that we already had, plus the $2,816 that we're taking for the half year. So at the time of the sale, this is the accumulated depreciation that we had. So that gives us a net book value for this asset of $44,000 minus $18,656, which is $25,344. All right. So the next step then is let's see. So we sold the equipment on January 1st for $27,000 cash. So we're going to take the sales price less the net book value here to figure out if we have a gain or loss. Oops. Whoa, whoops, I typed that wrong. There we go. So that gives us a gain of $1,656. So we're going to make an entry here that is very similar to what we made before, where we're going to be debiting the new asset, debiting accumulated depreciation to wipe that out, which is going to be this amount right here. We are then going to credit, debit cash. Oh, we're not doing an exchange here. Sorry. Debiting cash, debiting accumulated depreciation, crediting the old asset, and then crediting the gain or loss here. So debiting cash for 27,000, debiting the accumulated depreciation here, crediting this gain on disposal, and then crediting the full value that we originally paid for that equipment. All right, and that gets us through the rest of Chapter 9 sample problems here.